start with our introduction. I have picked a couple cards for us as well. So the affirmation out of the Louise Power Thoughts deck was, I am willing to forgive. Forgiving myself and others releases me from past forgiveness. Forgiveness is the answer to almost every problem. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. I forgive and I set myself free. And then the other two cards that I picked from the Power Surrender deck, and I asked, what can we surrender to during Pluto in retrograde, which will be in retrograde until early October. And the surrender cards I got were, surrender your fear to change. So all about those major changes going on. I felt that was interesting, and I'll read the bottom throughout class. And then the other one was surrender to complete healing. So this change is going to be bringing out some healing for us as well, and I can already feel that that's happening in the universe. So if you just want to find a nice, comfortable position, we'll start on our backs today. So just laying on your back. And your knees can be knocked together. Bring the feet as wide as your mat. And gently place your hands on your solar plexus, which is your abdominal region. And just imagine a little blueberry that's underneath the small of your back, the lower back. And tighten the core, contracting the core by just pushing the small of the back gently down towards that blueberry. So you can feel a little bit of activation in the core. Just begin to start working by just focusing on that blueberry under there. With your hands on your core, take a nice deep breath in, filling up the belly. And then exhale, release it out, maybe out the mouth. Again, inhale, filling up the belly, much like a balloon. Expand the rib cage. Exhale, release, surrender. One more nice deep breath in. And exhale out. Belly button drops down back and towards your spine. And I want you to focus a few moments on that inhale. So lengthening the inhale gives us energy. And then just a normal exhale. Again, lengthening the inhale, maybe for a count of 6 to 8. And then the exhale normally. This is our Piraka breath. Just energizing each cell of your body, energizing that solar plexus. Again, we're pushing gently down onto the blueberry under the small of our back. Focusing on our inhales, finding length in the inhales. Normal exhale. We'll take 2 more breaths just like this. And 1 more breath. Bringing the breath back to normal. We'll go ahead and bring the knees in towards the chest. Maybe lifting the upper spine and the head off the mat. Squeezing and curling into a little ball. Then release the head, neck, and shoulders back down. Draw the right knee in towards the chest as the left knee extends. Inhale here. Exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, back down. Exhale, swap the legs. Inhale as you bring that knee closer into the chest. Exhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, release. Exhale, swap the legs. Inhale, squeeze the knee in. Exhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, release. Exhale, swap. Inhale, squeeze the knee in. Exhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Focus on that core, pulling yourself up. Exhale, release back down. Swap the legs. Inhale as you squeeze in. Exhale. Engage your core. Lift head, neck, and shoulders. Release back down. And last time on this leg. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. And then we'll bring both feet, the soles of the feet, down onto the mat. And just surrender there. Just take a moment to feel the solar plexus. Push down into that blueberry, small of the back. Just engage the core a little bit more. Then we'll go ahead and bring the knees over the hips. So you're at a 90-degree angle with the knees and the shins towards the mat. Expand the arms outwards. Exhale as you drop the knees over towards your right. Inhale as you come back through center. Exhale, drop to the other side. Inhale, back center. Exhale, drop to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop to the left. Inhale, center. We'll do this a few more times with your own breath. You always have the option to extend the legs as well. If you want to do straight legs, that's just a little bit more challenging. So go with what feels good for your body. And if you ever have any suspicions of being pregnant or anything, or anything going on in the abdominal region, maybe stay away from the twisting too much. There's always other options you can take. So one more time, each side is flowing with your own breath here. And then we'll come back through center. Extend the legs upwards so the legs are straight up from the hips. On the exhale, we'll reach the left hand to the outside of the right foot. Inhale back down. And then exhale to the opposite side, like you're going to saw off your pinky toe. Inhale down. Exhale, lift to the right. Left pinky to right toe. Inhale down. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale down. And just flow with your own breath here. Engaging your core. So really feel the core muscles lifting you off the mat. If any time your neck begins to feel any tension, just take a little break. So we want to avoid feeling any pain. We want to just feel the work in our abdominal region. Go ahead and take one more round to each side. And once you feel complete, go ahead and reach for your strap. So for me, my strap is a robe tie today. I left all my yoga straps in my suitcase. Actually, they're all clean because I cleaned them for the virus and I didn't feel like dirtying one. So I'm going to use a strap from a robe. You can also use like any piece of clothing because the arms with long sleeves, you can use the arms as your strap. So place that strap around the ball of the right foot, and the left foot can go down towards your mat. So you have a side of the strap in each hand. You can also do this without a strap if you just want to pull on the back of your calf or on the back of your thigh muscle. So if you don't have access to a strap, feel free to just use it without it. On your exhale, gently pull the foot in the leg in towards your head. Relax the shoulders. Feel those surrender to the earth. And the bottom foot, the left foot is also flexed as well. Envision yourself pushing the mound of the big toe in towards your strap. Now we bring that strap into the left hand. Right arm can hang loose and cross the leg over to the left side, so it's crossing over the opposite leg. In your opposite hip, the right hip can lift off the mat. And just feel that nice stretch down the leg. We'll take one more breath here. Now on your next inhale, coming back through center, swapping the hands, and then bringing the leg to the opposite side. So on this side, just trying to bring both hips into the mat, pressing them both into the mat. And you can feel a nice stretch in your inner thigh. Pressing the ball with a big toe mound into the strap. One more breath here. Now your next inhale, coming back through center. And we'll release the strap from that side, lifting the left leg up. And then bring the left big toe mound, bring the left toe mound into your strap. Releasing the right leg down towards the earth. Again, shoulders are relaxed down into your mat. Flexing both feet. Exhale as you gently pull that left leg back in towards your body. Just want to make sure my comments are... Alright. Oh, welcome, Sally. Alright, cool. We got some new members. Just wanted to make sure those weren't comments that you can't hear me. When you're ready, we'll bring the strap into the right hand. Relax the left. And then the left leg falls over the right. So a little twist here. Breathing naturally. Feel the stretch on the outside of the leg, the hip. Again, we're working with our solar plexus, so we'll have some twisting, and we did a little core work. There won't be too much more of that. Coming back through center. Swap the hands and let the left leg drop out to the left. And again, if there's any suspicion of pregnancy, just staying away from the twist or going easy on the twist so not to put too much strain on the solar plexus and the abdominal region. Take one more breath here. And then slowly coming back up towards center, we'll release the strap to the side. And hug the knees in towards the chest. Rock side to side. Massage the spine. Again, our powerful thought today is I am willing to forgive. I surrender my fear to change. And I surrender to complete healing. So those were our card deck affirmations. There's a few others we're going to work with today for the solar plexus. Coming to stillness, dropping the soles of the feet down towards the mat. Hands are by your sides. Setting up for bridge pose. And it's just going to be a moving bridge. So inhale. Lifting the hips off the mat, pelvis off the mat. Exhale as you release back down. Again, inhale and lift. Exhale, release. If you'd like to add the arms, feel free to inhale. The arms up overhead as the pelvis lifts. Exhale, back down. A few more times here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And just feel the opening in the lower back, the shoulders. If you got the arm movement going. And take one more round here. And staying and holding at the top. Knees are in line with your ankles. And focus on pulling back with the heels. So you're like making a pulling feeling with the heels. You can feel the hamstrings tend to start to work a little bit more as you get that pulling feeling. So it's kind of like your heels are pulling back towards your glutes, pulling your glutes towards your heels. Slowly releasing down, arms by the sides. Windshield wiper the knees, side to side. And we'll make our way up to a seated position. So if you'd like to rock and roll up to your seat or gently push yourself up, whichever feels good for you. We'll come to an easy seated position, so one shin in front of the other. And we'll set up for our mantra and mudra. So our mantra is Ram, R-A-M. And our mudra for today is the Garuda mudra, I believe was the name. And bring our palms of our hands are going to face our solar plexus. Cross the thumbs because we're working with fire energy today. So the thumbs are the finger that represents fire. And just place those in front of your solar plexus. If you want to place them on your solar plexus, feel free, but mine don't seem to do that. So take a nice cleansing breath in. Exhale out the mouth. And our next exhale we'll do Ram, R-A-M. Inhale. Ram. Two more times. Inhale. Ram. One more time. Inhaling. Ram. And just feel those vibrations in your solar plexus. Notice that fire energy begin to light up and ignite in the abdominal region with all the work you've done so far. I express myself in a powerful way. I am powerful. Now, Pluto in retrograde will tend to test our powers throughout this retrograde. So just noticing when you get in confrontations or anything, just remembering to come back to expressing yourself in a powerful way, but with love and good intentions at the same time. And when you're ready, we'll make our way to our tabletop position. So knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders, cat-cow pose. Inhaling, dropping the navel towards the mat, lift the gaze towards the sky. Exhale as you round back, push into the hands, tucking the chin to the chest. And inhale to cow pose. Exhaling to cat pose. Moving through these two motions with your own breath. Ah, hi Abra, I see your good morning on the comments. And just slowly flowing naturally with your breath here. And I want you to pay attention to the movement of the solar plexus. In your in your cow pose, it's dropping towards your mat, but in your cat, pull the navel in towards the spine and really suck the belly, the abdominals up into the rounding motion. So again, dropping it in the cow to release, and then engaging in the cat pose. Go ahead and do 2 more rounds of cat-cow here. And 1 more round of cat-cow. Once you're finished, we'll come back to a neutral position, so tabletop. And again, picture that navel pulling in, even in your tabletop, keeping the solar plexus strong and engaged, working with that willpower, expressing ourselves in a powerful way. When you're ready, shift the hands just up a tad, about 1 hand length, diagonal from the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. In your first downward dog, pedaling out the feet if you wish. Breathing naturally here. Pushing the chest back towards your quads. Feel the stretch up the legs, the calves, the hamstrings. Picture yourself in an inverted V shape. And drawing that navel in, keeping the core strong. Protect the lower back. Now your next exhale will look between the hands and step the right foot up the mat. So we're in a high lunge here. And anytime we're in the lunges, you can use your stack of books or your block, whatever works for you and feels good. Dropping the back knee down, untuck the toes. Inhaling up to crescent lunge. Exhale, we'll twist towards the bent knee, arms come shoulder height. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the opposite side. Inhaling center. One more time each side. Just still warming up that midline, that center. Our fire energy. And hold here. On your next exhale, we'll drop the left hand down towards the earth, or you can use your block, and twist towards the bent knee. So you're facing your knee. Again, pulling the navel up and in. When you're ready, next exhale, bringing the top hand down to meet the bottom. When you're ready, lift the back knee off the mat and we'll step it back to our downward facing dog. And pedaling out the feet here. We'll move to the opposite side. So in the next exhale, looking up the mat, stepping the left foot through between the hands. Again, use your block if you need to in your lunges. Feel that lunge, feel the stretch down the hip flexor, the quad. Then drop the back knee down, untuck the toes. Inhaling up to your crescent lunge. Exhale as you twist towards the bent knee, arms shoulder height. Inhale back through center. Exhale opposite side. One more time, each side. Inhale center. Exhale towards the bent knee. Inhale center. Exhale opposite side. Inhaling the center. Then exhale, we'll drop the right hand down to the earth or the block. Exhale as you twist towards your bent knee, the left knee. Stacking the shoulders. Pushing down into the bottom hand so the bottom shoulder remains strong. Next, exhale, framing the foot. Inhale as you lift the back knee off the mat. And exhale, step it back to your downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet again, taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale at the mouth. And just that forceful exhale removes any stale, stagnant energy. And we're building some fire in our midsection, our core. I express myself in a powerful way. I let go of any fear of change and I surrender to complete healing. When you're ready, next exhale, looking up the mat, step or walk the feet to the top of the mat to meet the hands. Uttanasana, forward fold. Maybe grabbing the opposite hand to the elbow, swaying side to side. Hang like a rag doll, let the head rest. Chin tucks towards the chest. Humming the stillness, dropping the fingertips towards the mat. Inhale as you slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders coming up by the ears and back and down. We'll do another little balancing here. I'm just going to stand forward to face you. Bringing the hands to heart center. Start to ground into your right foot as the left leg floats off the mat. So another little twisting action, and also it helps to balance our masculine or feminine energy as we switch our twists from side to side to the mat. Opposite side, so gain your balance first. And I think I just flashed on and off there. I saw my phone go black. Hopefully I'm back on now. And then your exhale, twist to the opposite way. Coming back through center. Slowly lowering that leg down. And again, exhales, you twist. Okay, hopefully I think I'm still live, but something happened there. And then lifting the knee, twisting to the opposite side. And coming back to center. One more time, each side. Exhales, you twist. Inhale, back center. And exhale, twist. Inhaling back center. Okay, stepping to the top of the mat. I see a lot of comments coming through. You're still live. Frozen screen. Yeah, I got a little glitchy there for a second. My phone went black and then came back. So just stand in Uttanasana for a moment. Maybe, hopefully, some people can rejoin us. Alright. I'm still glitched. Aw, okay, sorry. Maybe if you try to come back and restart the live. Okay, so we'll move on since it seems to be working from my screen and for majority of the people. On your inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, diving forward, fingertips towards your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Navel pulls up and in. Exhale, release the hands down. Step it back to your plank position. Dropping to knees if you wish in your plank. But we want to make sure we're working that core. Navel pulling in. And you can also tuck the tailbone down towards your heels so you can really feel that core engagement when you tuck the tailbone down. Neck stays in line with the spine. Now your next exhale. Alright, cool. Kelly's good. Shifting forward onto the toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Elbows stay close to the body. Inhale the cobra or upward facing dog. Cobra, we let our legs relax on the mat. Upward dog, we float them off the mat. And on your next exhale, moving the downward facing dog. Take a moment there. We'll take a few standing poses just to open up our hamstrings a little. Next, inhale, right leg floats up towards the sky. Exhale, foot comes in between the hands, top of the mat. Back foot grounds at an angle. Inhales, you open the arms out to the sides into warrior two pose. So making sure that front knee's in line with the ankle. And you can double check on that by just gazing down. You should be able to see your big toe. Breathing here, gazing out over your front arm. Relax the shoulders down your back. And a little tuck in the tailbone again to keep that core engaged, contracted. I express myself in a powerful way. That'll be a very good mantra to use these next couple months while our Pluto's in retrograde. I express myself in a powerful way. Next, inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, reach it forward, tilt the hips, triangle pose. So either bringing that bottom hand to the shin or the upper part of the leg or your block. And I like to put the block on the outside of my pinky toes. So whatever feels good for you here in your triangle pose today. Keep pushing down into both feet. So you're pushing into the blade of the back foot as well. The core, the abdominals face the side wall. Again, a little tuck in that tailbone to make sure the core is active. Gazing straight ahead or up towards the top arm. Taking another breath here. And on the next inhale, use the oblique muscle to pull yourself upwards. And we'll bring that front arm underneath the back elbow. So crossing at the elbows, and if you can, cross at the wrists, or aiming for that. We're shortening the leg stance by heel toeing them in, but ending with the toes facing outwards. Exhale and sink down into the knees for goddess pose. And here we just have our little twisting action in our arms. So feeling the eagle arms here in your goddess pose. Again, tucking the tailbone, core is strong. Feel the abdominals just holding you up here. Breathing naturally. And your next inhale, straightening the legs. Exhale, release the arms and put your hands on the outside of the front foot, coming down into a high lunge, stepping it back towards your plank, dropping to the knees if you wish. Exhale as you chaturanga, slowly lowering towards the mat. Inhale the cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, lifting the down dog. And taking another few breaths here. At any time you need to lower into child's pose, take a break, feel free to do that. So 2 more breaths in your downward facing dog or your child's pose. When you're ready, next inhale, lifting the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale as you bring that left foot in between the hands, top of the mat. Grounding the right foot down, inhaling up to your warrior 2 pose. So holding here, I'm just going to come to face the same direction as my phone. So we're on the opposite side, gazing out over your left arm and twisting a little in the hips here so your hips are facing the long edge of your mat. If your knee feels like it's falling inwards, push into the pinky toe side of your foot. So we keep that knee over the ankle. If you have a little tight inner thighs, sometimes you can feel it fall inwards. And if it goes the opposite direction, if the knee's going outwards, then push into the big toe mound. One more breath here. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Then your next inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, reach it forward, tilt the hips, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Again, feel the core engagement here. Use that oblique to hold yourself up. Try not to fall and press too much down into the bottom hand. Want to keep that oblique active. Two more breaths in triangle pose. Spreading that top hand wide. The fingers are spread wide. On your next inhale, use that top oblique to pull yourself up. Then we take that front arm, elbow underneath the back elbow for our eagle arms. Heel toe it in. Again, toes end with the toes facing outwards towards the corners. Exhale as you sink into goddess pose. Draw your attention to your abdominals, the core, keeping them strong. And when we have a strong core, it helps with our posture as well. So try just sinking down here. Try not to fold or fall backwards. Make sure you're straight up from the hips. Knees are in the same direction as your toes. Elbows are lifting up and forearms gently pull away from the face. One more breath here. Then we'll straighten the legs and framing the front foot again, coming down into your plank. If you'd like to move through that vinyasa series, the chaturanga and everything, feel free to do so. Otherwise, you can push into your downward facing dog. So holding there for a moment, we'll all meet in down dog once everybody's ready. In your down dog, make sure your fingers are spread wide, especially pushing into the thumb and the pointer finger. We want an equal, stable base in the entire hand. One more breath here. Then walking the hands back towards your feet into Uttanasana at the back of your mat. On your inhale, bending the knees as you sink down in towards your chair. Lift the chest up, biceps towards the ears for chair pose. And just feel the engagement in your core pulling back. Tailbone tucked down. And we'll take those eagle arms. So right hand, I'm going to just face the screen. Right elbow underneath left. Crossing at the wrists if you can. And then we'll take the right leg over the left leg. Either tap the toes on the other side or wrap the toes around the ankle. So whatever works good for you today. We'll just be here for about 2 more breaths. And just focus on standing and pushing into the entire bottom foot. The toe mounds, the heel, even weight. And then when you're ready, uncrossing everything, float it out. And come back to center, hands to the heart. Take a moment here to catch your breath if you lost it. We haven't had too much of a break yet. Taking 2 more breaths. I express myself in a powerful way. I am willing to forgive. I feel like the forgiveness is coming through for us today because we will be going through some healing and people have their different opinions and all the stuff that's been going around, that sometimes we need to express forgiveness to someone's misunderstanding towards us to set ourselves free. They may or may not come back into our lives, but just set yourself free by forgiving the other party for the misunderstanding, or maybe there was harsh words. Just allow that forgiveness to set you free. And when you're ready, we'll sit back into our chair pose. So arms lift, knees bend. And the more distance you have between the feet, the more stability you have in your chair pose. Again, abdominal region is tight. Feel that core engagement. One more breath here. And then we'll go ahead and take our left elbow underneath our right this time. Crossing at the elbows, again at the wrists if you can. And the left knee crosses over the right. Either tapping the toes, kickstanding them on the other side, or wrap the toes around the ankle. Just feel yourself sit back into the heel of the standing foot just a little bit more. Keep that navel pulling in. A strong core helps with our stability as well in our balancing poses. Take about 2 more breaths here. Sometimes one side might be a little different than the other, be a little bit wobbly. And when you're ready, uncrossing everything, fly away, and then bring it all back in center. And we'll take another round of twisting poses here. So either sitting back in chair if you want to avoid the twists, or taking the twisting chair. So inhale, our arms overhead. Exhale, sit back into your chair. Take 1 breath here, just find your stability, lifting the toes off the mat, making sure we're in our heels in our chair pose. Then exhale as you bring your hands to heart center, twisting towards your right. And you can stay high up here if you'd like, just staying high in the twist, or sink back a little bit deeper and deeper until you can lock your left elbow outside the right knee. And take any variation you wish here. You can stay here, you can spread the arms. It's a lot you can do. Take 2 breaths here. One more breath. Now your next inhale, coming back up center, untwisting, stretch the legs, little mini back bend. Exhale, sit back chair pose. Right back into it. Also working the quads a little today, our glutes. And when you're ready on the exhale, bring the hands to the heart, twisting towards your left. Again, staying high in the twist or sinking back into your chair deeper and deeper until the right elbow locks under or outside of the left elbow. Ooh, I can feel my fire energy starting to burn. I can feel that heat building up. Just breathe into it. Feel that fire ignite. Now on your next inhale, coming back up through center, stretch the legs, stretch the arms up, exhaling the hands to heart center. We'll make our way back down to our mats. Inhales, the arms rise. Exhale, diving, fingertips towards the mat. Walk the hands out towards your plank. So plank is also great for our solar plexus. Pulling that navel in. We'll just hold it here for just a moment. About 2 more breaths in your plank. If you need to drop to the knees, feel free to do so. Feel your core pulling in towards the spine. And when you're ready, drop the knees towards the mat. We'll sink back to our hips, back to our heels. Take a break in child's pose. And in your child's pose, you can bring the knees out towards the long edge of your mat so you can sink it back even deeper. Stretching the arms out in front. Just take a moment to reconnect with your breath in your child's pose. And I'm just going to read one of our surrender cards. So, surrender your fear to change. The universe is reminding you that you're cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So another mantra we can work with through this period of change. I have faith that all is well. Just repeating that one more time together in our child's pose. I have faith that all is well. One more breath here. Now your next inhale, coming back through tabletop, bringing the knees in underneath the hips again. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Just a few more working poses to build up that fire energy a little bit more. Some of you might be cursing me by now, but that's okay. Just building up the fire. Now your next exhale will look between the hands, stepping the right foot up the mat. And you can drop to the knee again, or you can keep the knee off the mat. We'll come into a high lunge. So again, dropping the knee or keeping the knee up and off the mat. On your next exhale, bringing the hands down to the heart, twisting towards your bent knee. Again, staying here high in the twist, or you can bring the opposite elbow on the other side of the knee. Wherever you are, you're working with your own body in this moment right now. Yoga is about union, bringing the mind, body, and soul together. So just noticing where you're at. And then when you're ready, we'll untwist, frame that front foot, and bring it back to downward facing dog. Take a moment there, pedal out the feet, wiggle the hips, drop to a child's pose. Now your next exhale, we'll look between the hands, step the opposite foot up the mat. So this is my left foot. Again, drop the knee if you wish, or keep the knee off the mat. Inhaling as you lift the torso. Use that core. Feel that core holding you up here. Now your exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Twist towards the bent knee. Staying here high in the twist, or the opposite elbow on the outside of the knee. So wherever you're at, just feel what's good for your body. And calling your attention to that back leg, keep the heel pushing backwards, trying to straighten the knee as much as possible. Even weight in the toes of the back foot and the front foot pushing down into your mat. Trying to lift the solar plexus off the quad. When you're ready, untwisting, bringing the hands to frame the foot. Stepping it back to your downward facing dog. Take a break in child's pose if you need it. Shake the head yes, shake it no. Now next exhale, looking up the mat. We'll bring the right foot on the outside of the right hand, and then the left foot on the outside of the left hand. So moving into Malasana, a yogi squat. So you can, if you need to be high here, feel free to stay high. Otherwise, sinking low. You can also use your stack of books or your block to place underneath your tush so you don't feel as much pressure there. And it takes some pressure off the knees as well. So see what works for you. You can also do that goddess pose that we did just a few moments ago, if that feels better. We're going to take a twist in our yogi squat as well. So the right hand coming down towards the earth. Exhales, the left arm twists upwards towards the sky. Opening the heart towards the left. I'm trying to keep the torso long. One more breath here. And we'll move to the opposite side. Inhaling through center. Exhales, you twist. The right arm floats upwards. Two more breaths here. And then coming back through center. We'll go ahead and extend the legs. So moving to Uttanasana, forward fold, heel toe the feet back inwards, about hip width apart. Use that block if you need to, especially if you have lower back pain at all in your forward folds. Use a block under there and keep the spine long. So just hold here for an extra breath. When you're ready, we'll step back with our left foot, and we're going to ground into the heel of the left foot. On the inhale, engage your core, pull the navel in, lift your torso up for Warrior One pose, Virabhadrasana 1. So bending into the front knee, if you need to inch that foot upwards a little bit, feel free. Back hip is pushing up as your front hip pushes back. Just hold here for one more breath. And then we're going to go into a balancing pose again. So if you'd like to bring your hands to your heart, feel free. Start to ground into that front foot. And when you're ready, floating the back foot off the mat, bringing the knee up to hip height. And we're going to twist by bringing our right hand on the outside of our left knee. And the left arm floats backwards. So you can stay there, or you can even straighten that floating leg out and reach towards the toes. So whatever works for your body. If you need more challenge, feel free to straighten the leg. One more breath. And then we'll come back through center. Relax that foot on the mat. Shake the legs out. Take a moment to draw your awareness back to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. We'll move to the opposite side. So inhale, the arms float up. Exhale, diving forward. Fingertips towards the mat or your block. And then when you're ready, stepping back with the opposite foot, so the right foot this time. On the inhale, draw your attention to your core, your solar plexus. Coming up to standing, lifting the torso. Exhale as you bend into that front knee for warrior one. Building that fire energy today. That strength and willpower. Motivating you to stick with it, to stick with the times. Be in the present moment. Releasing the fear of any changes going on in life. And surrendering to complete healing. When you're ready, start to push into the front foot. Bring the hands to heart center if that works for you. And slowly coming up. Floating that right foot or the right knee up to hip height. When you're ready, go ahead and twist. So the left hand comes on the outside of the right knee. Right arm floats back behind. Again, take the option to stretch that front leg and grab the toes. Whatever feels good for you today. Taking one more breath here. This is your last final working pose. And then we'll come back through center. I started to lose my balance there myself. Wiggle out the legs. We'll make our way down onto our mats. So inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, sink back in the chair. And then I'd like you to sink in the chair deeper and deeper until you come to a seat. So any way you need to get down to your mat, if you any route you take is fine. Once you're down on your mat, just surrendering to your seat. Then I'm going to face forward. Taking the legs wide. And the toes are flexed back towards you. Just giving you a few moments to catch up here. Inhale here, lengthen through your spine, core engaged. Exhale, reaching forward for wide-legged forward fold. Starting to cool that fire energy down, cool the body down. Again, if you joined late, we're working with our solar plexus today, our Manipura chakra. So this chakra is our energy center of willpower, motivation, also center of ease, inspired by Pluto, the planet, going into retrograde. We'll need some time these next couple months to just bring a reminder back to our power. I express myself in a powerful way. Trying not to lose your own power. And also not giving in to any negative ways of dealing with crap. Just try to come back to your own power and healthfully shift out of any state where you feel you've lost your power in a healthful way. Next, inhale, coming back up to center. We'll bend the right knee, bringing the sole of the right foot into the right leg. Inhale as you sit tall. Exhale, twist towards the bent knee so your left hand goes on the right knee. Inhale, the right arm floats up. Exhale as you hinge over the extended leg. And then the bottom hand can release next to the side. And try lifting through the dark side. So lift through that lower waist. Like you kind of have a small ball. You keep yourself lifted Keep that top arm strong, spreading the fingertips, palm facing down. One more breath here. And on the inhale, use the core, the oblique to pull yourself up. And we'll go ahead and switch to sides. So right leg out straight, left knee is bent. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist towards the bent knee. Right hand starts on the opposite knee. Inhale, your left arm floats up. Exhale, you hinge over the extended leg. And the bottom arm softly releases down. Trying to keep the heart open and the shoulders stacked here. Neck is long. And keep that lower back kind of pulling inwards. Keep the length. One more breath. And on your next inhale, coming back through seated. And we'll go ahead and make our way down onto our mat. So soles of the feet on your mat, hands behind the knees. Slowly lowering yourself down. And we'll hug the knees in towards the chest, rock side to side. And we'll just take a few more resting poses here, and then we'll proceed into our meditation. Coming to stillness, straightening the legs up towards the sky. And we're just going to do waterfall today, but if you feel guided and inspired to do a shoulder stand, feel free to do what feels good for your body. Allow the arms to rest by your sides. And just feel the energy just coming down into your feet. Feel the restorative nature of this pose. Again, try to imagine that blueberry just under the small of the back. So you're gently pushing the small of the back onto the blueberry. Trying not to squish it, but noticing it's there, so that the core and the lower abs are engaged. Relax your shoulders, maybe closing the eyelids over the eyes. About 3 more breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly lowering the legs back down to the mat. And we'll stretch them out nice and long. Moving into banana pose, so that left leg, we're going to bring it towards the corner of the mat. And the right ankle crosses over the left ankle. Reaching down with your left arm. So you're making a banana shape with your body. So there's a curve right around your hip area. And the right arm can float up overhead. Closing the eyes if you wish. We'll relax here for about 5 to 10 breaths. And start to focus on the exhale. Focus on lengthening through the exhale. Taking a normal inhale. And then an 8 to 10 count on the exhale. Slowly release the oxygen out. This is our re-chakra breath. So lengthening the exhale helps calm the nervous system down. Helps bring coolness into the body. So you want to kind of cool that fire that we've created a little bit today. Normally inhaling and lengthening the exhale. 8 to 10 counts, slowly releasing the oxygen out. Squeezing out every little bit of oxygen that you can. with your twist today, you might have noticed some digestive movement as well, as our solar plexus hosts our digestive system. So anytime I feel a little bit backed up, or even if my digestion's going too fast, I turn to my solar plexus and do some twisting and try to bring it back into balance. When you're ready, slowly coming and releasing out of this side, we'll take the right leg towards the right corner of the mat, crossing the left ankle over the right, and reaching down towards your right foot. Make a banana shape with the side of your body. The left arm can float up overhead. Again, you're feeling that indentation where the banana would be right around the center of your body. So you're feeling that little bit of a curvature in the body. We'll be here for another 8 to 10 breaths. I'm just going to read our other surrender card. Surrendering to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Opening fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. About 2 more breaths here in this pose. When you're ready, we'll come back to center, uncrossing the legs, just being in one line with your body. And I invite you to either start to surrender to your corpse pose, Shavasana, or if you need any other pose to even your body out, feel free to take that pose. I always like happy baby at the end for a little bit more of a hip stretch. Sometimes I like to lengthen my legs. If you need a back bend, take a bridge pose. So anything to even the body out. Figure 4 for a different hip stretch. And if you need to roll over and do a cobra or anything to get the abs stretched out a little bit more, feel free to do that. If you're working one side at a time, go ahead and switch your sides or switch your pose if you had another one in mind. Just taking a few moments on the opposite side. And I invite you at any time to move into Shavasana, corpse pose. With your legs spread out as wide as they can go, your arms take up a lot of space here. You're at home and hopefully have a little bit more space to work with. Just imagining your body like in a star shape, so really try to spread out and let your stars shine. Staying here in corpse pose, I just sit up so I can talk a little bit clearer through the meditation. So it's about 11:05 and will be about 10 minutes or so in the meditation. So surrendering to your mat and corpse, or if you feel better sitting up, feel free. Allow your legs, your hips to sink into the mat, your entire back of your body, shoulders relaxed, the mind calm. Bringing your awareness to your chest. Feel the shirt draping over your chest. Just noticing this area of the body. Sometimes when we hold on to too much energy, we might feel it in our chest. And envisioning an energetic cord going up to the heavens above from your chest, connecting with your loved ones, your guides, your angels. And my energetic cord is made of sparkles. Maybe yours is rainbows or butterflies. Anything that resonates with you. And just feel the love coming from your ancestors down through the cord into your heart space, running down your arms. Allow that love to fill up the heart chakra. Moving to the abdominal region, allow that love to fill up our fire center. I express myself in a powerful way. I am a powerful being. I have the willpower to do what's healthy for me. Because I am the only person who can take care of myself. Bringing that love down through the hips, the sacral chakra, into the root chakra and the legs. Feel the love coming through that cord, continuing to move down the body. Noticing the parts of the legs, the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads. Notice if there's any tension being held in the legs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, each and every toe, all the little bones of your foot. Allow that love energy to just flow and push out the stagnant tension that's been holding on to. And all the physical chakras, the Manipura, solar plexus, Shavasana, or sacral, Muladhara, our roots. Going back to the Anahata chakra, the heart. And allow that love energy to move up into the throat, the Vishuddha chakra, and into the head, moving through your spiritual centers, the ear chakras, up to the Anya chakra, the third eye, and all the way up to your crown chakra, sitting just above the top of the head. Feel that love clearing any stagnation, any dark dust, any monkey minding. Allow it all to just be at ease. Come to peace. So you can go with the flow today. And anytime that mind begins to wander these next few moments, Be here for another 2 minutes in silence. Come back to that love energy and send it to wherever you feel you need it. Allow the mind to be at peace. Allow the thoughts to be noticed but drift away. Allow your entire being to be at ease, to be filled with love, filled with worthiness, free of fear, and open to healing and forgiveness. You'll know it's ready to come back when I ring the Tibetan bowl. Bringing your awareness back into the room, into the body. Taking a nice deep breath in, filling up that belly, the solar plexus one more time. Really fill up that balloon. Expand the rib cage. Then exhale it out the mouth. Lengthening the arms up overhead, taking another nice big stretch. When you're ready, rolling over onto your favorite side, take a moment to reflect on changes in the mind, the body, the soul. Forgiveness of myself and others releases me from the past. Forgiveness is the answer to almost every problem. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. I forgive and I set myself free. I am willing to forgive. Gently pushing yourself up to a seated position. Bringing the hands to the heart center. You can keep the eyes closed if you wish. And at the heart center, reminding ourselves to have good intentions towards ourselves and others. Bowing the head, hands towards the mouth. Reminding ourselves to have positive, loving communication with ourselves and others. And hands to the third eye at the forehead. Reminding ourselves to have positive, loving thoughts towards ourselves and others. And coming back to our heart center. Take a moment to express any final forgiveness. Letting go of the fear for change. And welcoming in new healing energy. I invite you to breathe your eyes open when you're ready. Thank you all for joining me this morning if you're live. And thank you for watching if you're not live. Namaste. And I hope everyone